Hey guys, this is Scott Gallen from Infinii.com.au, and I'm just shooting this video to shed a bit of light in relation to a bit of a plan. So I just wanted to sort of share this with you, in that the beauty about being a part of the Infinii world is that the way I see it, there are actually three places or three avenues of making money. The first avenue is actually utilizing the done for you springboard system. The second avenue that you can choose to make money are the personal actions that you would take in relation to creating some e-commerce. So for example, if you choose to open your own eBay store, Shopify store, sell items on Amazon, they're the things that you can still do at the same time in order to make money. And that's what the training on the platform is all about as well. And then the third way to be able to tap into some extra income for yourself is to be a part of the affiliate partner program. Now, the thing is that it's been communicated that about 70% of people that use the Infinii platform are just users that use it simply to access the e-commerce platform to make money via e-commerce, and that's more than fine. However, that for me, my vision in life is to help as many people as possible, and therefore, if I can help people to make money and then I can get paid an extra amount for being successful with that, then I think that's a great way for me to be rewarded and make some extra money for me and my family. So for me moving forward, my plan is to tap into all three of those income streams at the same time. I'm going to be using the springboard. I'm going to be using the training that I'm exposed to start doing some of my own e-commerce actions. And thirdly, I'm going to be sharing the opportunity with people and making money from the rewards program. So let's click over to the actual rewards structure here. And this is what I would really like to concentrate on. And the plan that I want to come up with is a plan that is duplicatable for everybody. My goal for you is quite simply from the get-go is I'm going to try and share with you the value of the affiliate rewards program, and then try and share with you how it is that you can tap into that and what's required in relation to being rewarded for that. So I'm not going to worry about anything down the bottom except right at the top. This is where we're going to start, and this right here is what I want to focus on. So whilst there are other ways to get paid with a beginner bonus, and then you've got the fast action bonus, etc., the first real bonus that really we should be focusing on is this one. So the dual team weekly bonus and the maximum. So you can see our rank structure. We're just looking at the lowest rank structure here, and what it is, I would like for myself and for everybody that's connected to me to be making an extra $260 every week. Because you think about it, if you join at the XL membership level, which is $400 a month, and you're utilizing Infinii, we should be covering the cost of that platform, no dramas at all. So guys, if you can afford the $400 a month and then the money for your stock, you should be joining at XL to maximize your profitability. If not, joining at the 50, then 150 is more than fine, but work your way up to get to the $400 level to maximize your potential. So if you can think about this, if we can achieve an extra $260 a week from the rewards program, that's more than covering our costs. So that's a really good place to start. So the question begs, well, how is it? What do I have to do? So first things to be aware of is looking right over the left-hand side here, this 10%. So this is what it means. It's saying here that you actually will get paid 10% of the volume on your lesser side of your leg. So let's just sort of break that down a little bit. That 10% is really, really important. So created this schematic here to break it down. So when you join, you will have a left side and you'll have a right side. So we just utilize the names Bill and Ben because obviously they're the flower pot men. So Bill's on your left and Ben's on your right. And as your team builds out, the green represent the actual people that Bill joins, and then you join Sam. So everybody in red is who you joined. The green are the people that are joined by that particular individual. And then you'll have a common side where people are placed below you from the people above you. So we'll represent those by the orange dots. So the schematic here, what I want you to understand is that you'll have a left side and you'll have a right side. So the way that this particular dual team bonus works is the volume, the business volume that you create on your lesser side is what's utilized to calculate your bonus. So therefore, if you've got a team that's got a business volume of 10,000 on your right hand side, but you've only got a business volume for the month of 1,000 on your left hand side, and you're at the 10% level, what that's meaning is the business volume of 1,000 business volume points, 10% of that is $100. So therefore your bonus would be $100. So therefore it's really important to be aware the level of volume that we're creating on each side of your team, knowing full well that when we come to the rewards program, the $260 is payable on the left or the right, whichever is the lesser of your team. So I sort of hope that makes sense. So what I just sort of broke things down in relation to here into Excel. Now the first thing is to remember, really, really important, the good thing about Infinii is that the rewards payments are a bonus on top of what you're making via your e-commerce actions. So whether it's your personal actions or your implementation or your action taking on the springboard. Second thing to be aware of is that, as I said before, at the builder level or the manager bracket level, it's 10%. So the business volume that you're creating, only 10% of that volume is what's going to transfer to a dollar figure, but it is actually going to be on the lesser side of your dual team. So again, we need to make sure that you're aware of the volume that's being created on your left, the volume that's being created on your right, know which one is the lesser, and understand that that is what you're going to be paid out on. And we can see at the manager level, the builder level, that's all we're concentrating on is we just want to max out. We want to be paid an extra $260 per week. So therefore, what does that mean? If $260 is 10%, what that means is we're actually going to have to generate 2,600 business volume points on your lesser side. So going down, so these are the other ones as well, but purely and simply, my goal for you, my goal for myself, my first goal, and for you guys, is to get you to 2,600 business volume points on your lesser side. Remember, I'm going to keep reiterating that's on your lesser side, to make sure you can get your $260 per week. Cool. So next question is, well, let's look at how do we get BV? What is it that where does a business volume come from? So it comes from your platform costs of those you and your team, and then the sales volume that actually gets created because of the actions that you take via the springboard and your other e-commerce actions that are tied in to the Infinii platform. So let's do some math. So what we know, we come back to, we need to have 2,600 business volume points. So if this is the people that are in your team, this bracket here. So let's say, for example, we can see here, if we've got 2 people that buy in at the $50 level, 2 people that buy in at the $150 level, and 2 people that buy in at the $400 level. As far as business volume is concerned, for your platform cost, it's 1-to-1, $1 equals 1 business volume point. So therefore, if you had 2, 2, and 2, you can see here quite simply that the business volume you would generate on your left in that particular example is 1,200. So let's sort of go back to the schematic for a second. So in this particular instance, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, we've got 8 people on our left, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, we've got 8 people on our right. So therefore, if these 8 people, go back to our Excel spreadsheet, were in here, and they were the least on, if they're the lowest on either side, we've got 6, and let's just say we'll join those 8 people here, and we'll make that a 4 instead of a 2. Then what we can see now is we're actually got a business volume only from the platform of 1,300. What is it that we need? We need 2,600, so we're short. So looking ahead, if we're just looking at the business volume that gets credited to us from our side, simply from the platform fees, then what do I need? So within my team, if I did change the 2 to a 4, if we did 4, 4, and 4, and then we're pretty close, we're at 2,400, so maybe we had 6 of these guys, and there we go. So what we know is that if the lower of my sides, if the lower of my left or the least of my left or my right, if I had 14 people on my left or my right, that was my least, and that was the breakdown, then I could see here that I would now have 2,700 business volume points, and that would ensure I now met the criteria in relation to the 2,600, and I have fully capped out my $260 per week. Remembering that you don't have to get 2,600 in order to get paid, because going back to the rewards plan, as long as you meet there's no criteria here, so you will get paid up to $260 at this particular level. So as you get close to it, you will still get paid, but we want to be able to maximize that, and we're only going to concentrate on this one level. So what we can see here is that if we have 4, 6, and 4 on a minimum side, then we would have 2,700. So remembering, coming back to our schematic, that the 4, 6, and 4 would be on our left side, but that's the lesser, so that means it would need to be evenly matched on the right-hand side, or there'd be a greater volume, business volume, on the right-hand side. So if you had your 4, 6, and 4 on your left, which had 2,600 business volume points, but on your right, you had a smaller amount of people or a smaller amount of business volume points being generated, then it's going to come from your right-hand side. So remembering, keeping in mind that the lesser business volume that's generated on your left or your right is the business volume that counts in relation to working out what you're entitled to. So what we can see here is that the minimum side, if you are just looking at how to get business volume directly from the people that you personally enrolled, that's what you would need to achieve. You would need to achieve a variant of that particular 464, or if you had 6 people here, we wouldn't need as many people here. Now we would need probably 0 there. Let's try that. So we're still there. We're still above it. If you had 6 people on the $400 level and 3 people on the $150 level that you've personally recruited, and that was the least volume on your left or your right, then you would qualify and you'd be able to get an extra $260 per week. Awesome. So the second way to generate business volume are the sales that you generate. So therefore, when you utilize the Infinii platform, you're going to be buying product, and you actually get business volume when that product sells. So therefore, let me get my calculator up. If you're at the Excel level, you're allowed to buy 60 products, and let's say hypothetically that they all sell for $20, and we sell them for $20, that means we've generated a sales volume of $1,200. So the way the business volume works is that you will get 2% of your sales volume will transfer as business volume. So therefore, $1,200 in sales equals 24 business volume points. And that's what we can see here in this little part here. So this is you using the Infinii platform for the month. If that's what you did, you can see that you would have 24 business volume points. So therefore, if I'm looking to generate 2,600 business volume points in order to cap out to get my $260 per week, then sales volume for myself is not really the way to go. So we need to then look at what other ways. So the sales volume your team generates also counts. So let's just go back to 2, 2, and 2, and you'll see here on the right hand side that everything changes. If you have 2, 2, and 2, and then everybody was able to max out their particular product level, so therefore we're in this particular example, and again this is all made up to give an idea, because we want to have a bit of an idea, a plan about what it is I need to achieve and what effort or what focus delivers what kind of results, right? So therefore, if you're at the prime level, you can have 15 units, and if the sale price is $10, obviously that would be $150. That's going to turn into a total of BV of 6. If you've got surge level at 30 units at a sale price of $15, let me just do one on the calculator so you can see it. So if we've got 30 units at surge, and we're saying we're going to sell them for $15 each, it's $450, and we do 2% of that, 0.02, equals $9. And then $24. So therefore, for every person in your team, if this is what they did in the month, your prime person will be generating 3 BV points for you, because everything flows up. Your surge person would generate 9, and an XL person will be generating 24. And moving back over to the left, if we had 2 people in each level, then therefore, if each person did that, then we would be generating for our team 72 business volume points. So therefore, if this was our world, if this is what you've created, if you've joined 2 people at each level, you're going to get 1,200 business volume points for that. You're going to get 24 business volume points for the actions that you've taken, and you're going to get an additional 72 business volume points because of the actions that your team did, because they've also utilized the springboard. So you can see here that if I just did that and if that was one side of my team, therefore I would be generating 1,296 business volume points for the month. Therefore, I haven't hit the 2,600. So whilst I would get 10%, I would get $129 paid that to me a week. I want the $2,600. I want the 2,600 BV. I want the $260. That's what I'm searching for. So that's still okay, but not what we want. So there's 2 things we can then do, and I really want to share this with you because this is what's super important. So what you're looking at now here, could be my world. So what I did, I joined 6 people. This is my sales volume, and this is the volume that they've created for themselves. But check this out. and this is powerful now. Let's say that, let me go back for a second. So what we know that my world by myself, I'm creating, because of what I've done and what my immediate team has done, is 1,296 business volume points. But imagine now that's me, and I did 1,296 points because of the actions below it. But what happens then if I invest time in the people that I joined, in Bill and in Ben, and Sam and in Jay, and I was able to help those guys or girls replicate what I did. If I help them and share with them the methodologies, and I spend time with them and I speak to their prospects to get them to understand the value of what it is that we're doing. And if Bill was able to replicate, get the same growth as what I've got, and if Bill was able to get 2, 2, and 2, and they're all now doing the same thing. If Ben was able to do the same thing, if Sam was able to do, these people will build their own world. And as they build their own world, they're going to be able to increase their own personal business volume. Because realistically, if these guys here just did their own thing, they're going to generate 3 business volume points, plus at the prime level 50 for their level, they're going to generate 53 business volume points. So it's not going to really help them a lot to get far as the partner program goes. But if I spend time with them and I get them to upgrade to the Excel once it's profitable, they have the money to do so, and they join 6 people just like I did, they're going to be able to create 1,296 business volume points for themselves. So here's where it becomes very powerful. So if this is me, and personally because what I've done and what my immediate team has done, and we're doing 1,296 people. Now, if I get 7 people to replicate, let me just change that. So we're saying, well, I've joined 6 people. If I get 2 people to replicate what I did, so I've not joined anybody else, I'm staying and doing what I'm doing, but if I get 2 people to replicate what I did, can you see now that the business volume extra that's generated is 2,500? So that business volume here that they're creating gets added to what I've created for myself. So now we're at 3,700 business volume points. That's powerful. If I get 4 people to replicate and create what I did, it's essentially what I'm saying is if I get 4 people to join 6 people, and there's 2, 2, and 2, now my business volume is 5,184 points. Now we can start looking towards the manager level because of the volume that's being increased here. So the point that I'm trying to make here, guys, is that if you focus on yourself, and if you focus simply on joining people, you'll be restricted to that level of business volume unless you continue to join more people yourself, which is fine, which is what you still need to do. However, if you invest time in others and you help them to become profitable, because you're remembering we all want to do the same thing. What is it we want? We want to help people get to the level here in relation to the first level here. We want to get everybody getting an extra $260 a week simply because of the actions they're already taking. So therefore, if you help other people do what you've done, they'll get to $260, and then they teach their people to do the same thing. We start creating a self-fulfilling, prophecy by way of people helping people to get to a point where they're profitable, and then other people will want a part of that pie as such. So I hope that sort of makes sense to you in relation to the idea of if you just concentrate on yourself, that's what you will get. So therefore, in order to be able to get to the required level for myself, I would have to join more people. And now I'm 2,500. I need one more person here, make him 5. So therefore, now my total business volume is 2,700. I've hit what I need to hit because I joined more people. But if I'm helping other people below me grow their world, share the value in relation to what we're doing, because what we're doing is actually something that's really exciting. We're creating our own e-commerce platform, and what we're talking about here is extra. Then if now 6 people do that, my business volume now is shooting, because they're doing what I've done, my business volume is now 16,000. So when you look back here in relation to what you need to do, because remember it's 10%, so therefore what it's saying is that if I want to get paid an extra $2,000 per month, then I need to be generating 20,000 business volume points on my lesser side in order to be entitled to that $2,000. So if we go back to our little spreadsheet, Now I'm at $16,000. I either need to join more people or get more people to create what I've created to help them. This really is the power. The whole idea here, the power here is help people do what you've done. Once they're doing what you've done, teach them to do what they just did. So on and so forth. And that's super powerful, because if you can create that level of culture, then everybody benefits and everybody can hit those levels. So to recap, my goal for you, for myself and for everybody, I want everybody to be able to hit this $260 a week extra bonus level. In order to do that, you need to be at 2,600 business volume points. How do I do that? Number one, do it yourself. Join people to get their particular platform BV one-to-one. And then as they start to use the platform, we're going to tap into a little bit more on the right-hand side by way of sales volume, because remembering it actually comes to fruition. The BV gets transferred to sales volume after things get sold. So that's going to take some time. So in the short term, you need to be sharing the opportunity with people, get them to understand the true value here, because that's the way you're going to hit your bonuses early, by sharing with people. So you can share with people and you'll get that in relation to your business volume. Now we've joined 13 people personally, and I've generated, every month I will generate 2,550 business volume points for that, and then that will be flowing on in relation to the actual sales or the business volume that we generated from the sales volume. But if I share with these 9 people and I get 3 people just to do what I did, then suddenly we've got an extra 8,000 business volume points flowing up, because I helped those people create their world and then teach them to teach their people to do that, and it continues to flow up. Okay, I'm going to stop the video there. It's 20 minutes enough, so hopefully that makes sense and you've got a bit of an insight in relation to the power of what you can create with Infinii.